who is in this group and you generate a lead, a relationship, a something for a living, or you're fully commissioned, or basically you have to eat what you kill when it comes to business, then you should be in this group. And if you're in this group, you probably know other people in this group that are like you. So would love to have you add some friends to the group. Today we're on day 45. We're like streaming through this thing. And the title of the chapter is actually a really short chapter, but it's important information, is let quantity lead to quality, right? Let quantity lead to quality. And I said, if you're a fair ways into this book, if you've been following the tips and doing the lead generation, if you've been putting in the time and the work, oh, there's my little lead generation clock actually to tell me to go do my lead generation. If you've been putting in the time, leads are probably starting to trickle in, right? So if you've been making the outbound calls, if you've been doing the brand awareness, if you've been, making the connection calls with your past, potential, future, and existing referral sources, you've probably got a lot of leads coming in. I know one loan officer that I used to work with and I used to coach. He said one time, this was pretty funny. He's like, have you ever heard of the Build-A-Bear company? Where the kids go in and they spend $80 to put on the eyeballs and build the bear and whatnot. For the first 2 years of his career, this loan officer, he was known as the Build-A-Buyer loan officer, meaning that he took every garbage lead with low credit, no income, no job, buying $100,000 USDA with a grant, with a down payment assist, because that's just, that's what he could do, right? That's what he could build his business on. That's where he could take the quantity of leads, like it says on the Statue of Liberty, give me your poor, you're weak, you're sick, you're tired. He would take any lead he could into his business ecosystem because he needed to generate revenue, right? He needed to make money, he needed to build relationships, he needed to prove himself in an industry where he was competing against a lot of seasoned veterans. And I think this happens for many people that sell anything, right? I've got a friend who opened an insurance agency about 5 years ago. The thing about insurance is anybody who needs insurance already has insurance with somebody else, right? So you're trying to break into a whole new ecosystem, and you've got to take the tough deals and you've got to take the difficult ones and you got to take the leftovers. But after a while, after a couple of years, my friend, this coaching client, he went from earning $40,000 a year to $200,000 a year because he was just taking in a huge quantity of leads and then figuring which ones he could actually work with and what's clients he could serve best. And now, because he did that job of taking in all the quantity, now he can start setting up some barriers to entry so that he can work with quality, right? So now he knows he can define, these are the leads I want to help. These are the type of referral sources I want to work with. I'm at a place in my business and my life and my income where I can be a little more discerning about the challenging projects I take on. Now, look, at the end of the day, if he gets a borrower who he's passionate about helping, he's still going to help them. He's still going to take on the tough deals, but he's not going to build his business off of it. And he's not going to stress out if there's a client who he's not the best fit for and just, needs to say, no, I'm not the guy. Let me refer you to somebody else, right? So many salespeople feel like their life would be so much easier and their business would be booming if they could just find those magical lead sources or referral partners who are easy to work with. They do a lot of business with high-end clients who are ready to spend, and a high percentage of the deals that they refer end up closing, right? That's kind of the dream referral relationship. Well, unfortunately, finding these perfect clients or perfect referral partners, it takes time, right? You've got to lead generate and you've got to find a lot of frogs to kiss before you find your prince or your princess, right? So don't make the same mistake that a lot of people make, and they kind of go one of two directions, right? I've seen people in many different businesses go one of two directions and get stuck in this quantity versus quality dilemma, right? The first thing is when you're just starting out building your business, you got to kind of take what you can get. You have to take what you can get, right? And right now, as many of us are coming out of shelter in place, COVID-19, maybe your business has been completely shut down. You probably got to take whoever you can take to get in the door and generate some revenue, right? What you don't want to do is fall in the trap of only servicing those clients. You want to continue to do your lead generation activity so you can grow your sphere of potential clients, referral sources, new referral sources, existing referral sources. And then as business kind of gets back to normal and normalizes, you can kind of pick and choose the challenging clients that you want to work with, right? So think about quantity and getting as many names into your database, as many people into your CRM, as many potential clients into your ecosystem as possible. And then after you have a great database, or you have some recurring business, or you have some really strong referral partners that are keeping you afloat, then you can start to focus a little bit more on quality over quantity and make sure that you're working with the type of people you want to work with. So that's what we got today for the Generate Group. Thanks for being here. Do me a favor. I just want to know that this isn't a one-way conversation. I want to help any questions that you have. So if you have a question about stuff you're seeing in the book or in the group or about lead generation, like pose the question here in the group, right? Leave a comment, click the little likey button, start a watch party with one of these videos that you find relevant, because I want to make sure that we're adding some value and that we're not just, Scott Groves talking to himself 10 minutes a day. So love you guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And we'll talk probably every day via video.